This video and this information could change your life. Just sit back, relax, and treat this video like a podcast and just pay attention. Hear me out for just a few minutes. Enjoy.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we're going to do a quick market overview. Yes, I am showing you guys COD right now, but I am about to show you the charts, and we're just going to go through a couple coins to see what's happening, what I think is going to happen very quickly, and that's about it. I don't feel so good today, man. I was gonna upload a second video, but I was like, nah, the grind can't stop. But anyways, and I gotta go soon. But anyway, so Myro, right? Pretty much Myro went a little deeper than we expected to. I did call around 35 cents is a good area to buy, which I mean it is. 35 cents is still a solid area. You would be down pretty much at 1.7%, which is like whatever in the crypto market. But guys, look, I will say this though, this is really, really good for Myro. And the reason why this is so good for Myro is because if I pull this up on the other chart right here, pretty much this blue line is, sorry, this 31 cent area, 32 cent area is the previous high for Myro, okay? And look what we did. We touched it, right? We pretty much touched it. And when we look into the data right here, we can see as soon as we touch it, we touch it once and then we touch it again, and then we start kind of like just rejecting. Then we have this kind of trend here, and on the 30 minutes, sorry. There go, hour, there go, hour. The hourly is pretty much like a head and shoulders, right? You see 1, 2, 3 rejections, the candles is the head, and then we pretty much retested off this. Let me hide this very quickly, maybe. So we could see pretty much this is the head, this is the shoulder, this is the other shoulder, right? It's never always gonna be super clean. So then we had a couple hours of strong movement. Then we pretty much went into this. We went down, but we could tell we pretty much rejected very, very nicely off this blue line, this 34 cents. And now what I think will happen is the coin or the price will pretty much go somewhere between like this 34.3 to like 34.2 as a final retest, and we're going to start going up, in my opinion. Now, obviously, when I say all this stuff, guys, you have to remember, if Bitcoin dies, then everything dies, or like if Bitcoin is going to crash at 5K, we could see a bigger dip, but overall, there's no reason to, right? We're not going to be doing a whole cycle with Myro, for example, right now, because we just touched the top. I mean, historically, every time we just touch the top, there's not like a big cycle happening. Where we're at with Myro pretty much right now is like, this is the top, we're somewhere here, like we're somewhere here. I'm expecting another pump, maybe a pullback, and then another pump before we actually get a big pullback on Myro, right? You can tell from Myro from the high to the lows, 86%. So for me, there should be at least one more big pump with Myro before we actually have a big genuine pull down. But then you got to remember the context of this market right now is we are in an uptrend overall, right? If we go to our beloved Rndr, I do think this coin will go back down to around $1.30 to $1.50, or sorry, like $1.30, $1.80. Pretty much we can see with this blue area right here, this is an area that's kind of relevant, right? So if we do have a deeper retracement, we could tap into the 1035 area. And we also have this order block right here on a 6 hours, pretty nice. So we could always just go something like this, right? Or we could go a little deeper, right? I don't create the markets. I am not 100% sure, but I could give you a good overall general area where we can see price heading at, you know, and what we can expect. Overall, Rndr has had a couple days up, so I would not be surprised if it goes lower. I would be surprised if it went to the 930 mark. I feel like if that were to happen, then Bitcoin must have went down a lot for me personally. That's what I think. Because the thing is, Rndr right now, we're above the broken highs. So the only relevant data is pretty much the top, but once the top is gone, the only relevant data is what is presented here. That's what we're gonna have to work with during the market cycle, right? When coins start pumping, we're just gonna have to work with what the relevant data is, where it can go, how it should reject, and what we should expect. So I know from my people that are watching this, PNG, I made a video about a day or two ago about PNG, and I said it was gonna explode. We did have a mini explosion, but however, we're still kind of in this triangle thing, like little phase. If we do go on a 4-hour though, the way the candles are closing do seem a little better to me, right? We have like a big boom, and now we're kind of going sideways. Now we're kind of, we did have a big boom, and now we went down. Now we're kind of going sideways. But I do think overall, what I said like a day or two ago still stands true. Is just a little bit more delayed, and it's taking a little longer than expected. I could actually see price just tapping right into this area, which pretty much it did, but a little bit lower, back to like the 38.5 cent mark before we start making another rally or another attempt. Max, I think we make one triangle and then we try again. But I do think in general, it might just be something like this and then this, right? Or like I said, if Bitcoin crashes a lot, then we should see bigger spikes down. And then we're going to have to work with what we got and the relevant data in the future. Solana, let's see. I know a lot of people are going crazy over Solana. I do think Solana overall is going to have some type of little deeper retracement before it goes back up. Probably to the, let's see. It's not going to go past this yellow line too much. I could see it going to like 130 before it goes back up. If we look at the daily, you can see multiple rejections. Like, it's kind of getting tired, right? You can see there's multiple lines. The candles are getting smaller, more indecision. So we could see a pullback. Once we get a pullback, though, I wouldn't be surprised our next area to be pretty much $1. So not $1.70, 170. Once we go back to maybe 130. However, just know if Bitcoin does start breaking out, and like if Bitcoin starts breaking out and like the ETFs are coming in and approved, and like there's so much inflow, then obviously this won't touch 130. But I do think in general it does need some kind of little healthier retracement so it could shoot back further higher. And for today's video, the last thing we're going to talk about is AKT. As we can see on the 4-hour, there is a lot of rejection here. I do believe AKT will pull back into this order block area to pretty much somewhere more or less the 575 to 555 zone. I know it's a pretty decent zone, but the thing is though, the way AKT spikes down, it's really hard to predict sometimes if it's going to be really spiky or not as spiky. It does usually have a pretty big retracement from what I've seen with AKT. I feel like there's so much manipulation with this, but it should not go lower than 540, 530. And once we tap into this area, we should start going like this and then like this. Pretty much we should bounce up, retest this whole area, and go further up to like the $7 mark. And that's it for today, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, make sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys next time.